I noticed the address by accident. A soft, almost forgettable vibration from her phone on the kitchen counter. A notification banner glowing for less than a second. Your package has been delivered. 8 Willow Lane. Willow Lane. We didn't live anywhere near Willow Lane. The name lodged itself quietly beneath my ribs, like a splinter too small to bleed but too deep to ignore. I remember staring at her phone longer than necessary, feeling the warmth of the screen still humming in the air. She walked in behind me, humming something off-key, as if the world had never once tried to hurt her. "Everything okay?" she asked. Her voice floated, thin, harmless. I nodded. A slow, calculated nod. The kind you give when your brain is rewiring itself in real time. Because I wasn't confused, not really. Confusion has movement. What I felt was stillness, pure, surgical stillness. A second life doesn't usually reveal itself in flames. It slips out in the quiet moments, in the half-charged phone, in the new perfume she borrowed from a friend, in the way she smiled at her screen before turning it face down. Small cracks. Willow Lane felt like the first one big enough to slip a finger inside. I dried my hands, stepped away from her phone, and gave her a smile she didn't deserve. Inside, something cold pressed its palm against my spine. It whispered, "Pay attention." And so I did. It started with absences, subtle ones. She used to come home with stories, mundane things like office gossip, or the woman at the cafe who always messed up her order. But then the stories stopped. Not gradually, completely, as if someone had turned the switch off. She began guarding her time the way guilty people guard their secrets, softly, politely, with excuses wrapped in concern. "I have late meetings this week. Traffic was insane. I'm just exhausted." Each sentence rehearsed, spoken with a practiced sigh. I didn't push, I just watched. The first real fracture happened the night she came home smelling like a place I didn't recognize. Not a man, not a bar. Something domestic. Lavender detergent, vanilla candles. A home. Not our home. That smell clung to her like a confession. She kissed me quickly, like her mind was elsewhere, like her lips were borrowed. "Long day," she whispered. Her eyes slid away from mine. Something inside me clicked into place. Not jealousy, not fear, just certainty. Because people lie in clusters. One lie doesn't walk alone, it brings friends. The missing receipts, the new clothes she didn't wear for me, the sudden need for privacy. A double life isn't built overnight, it's built in silence. And she had been silent for a very, very long time. The first thing I checked was her browser history. Clean. Too clean. People who have nothing to hide don't curate their digital dust so carefully. Next came her bank statements. A series of transactions in a neighborhood she had no reason to visit. Small purchases, infrequent, designed to be invisible. But patterns don't lie, even when people do. Willow Lane kept reappearing like a whispered name at the back of a dream. I drove there one afternoon under the pretext of running errands. My hands stayed steady on the wheel, though my mind was dissecting every possibility with surgical precision. The street was quiet. Trees arched over the narrow road like they were trying to hide something. House 8 was small, paint peeling, curtains drawn. A place that existed only to be visited, never lived in. A car sat in the driveway, her car. I didn't stop. I didn't need to. The truth doesn't need confrontation, it needs confirmation. And I had enough for the first incision. The next week was a study in restraint. I observed her like she was a puzzle missing its final edge piece. She left early, came home late, and when she smiled, her face did not fully commit to the emotion. A woman living two lives always leaves one unattended, and I could see the cracks forming in the one she still pretended to share with me. Behind every lie she told, I felt the weight of a question she hoped I'd never ask. Where do you go when you disappear from the life we built? The truth arrived in a beige envelope. No return address. Just my name written in hurried pen. Inside, photographs. Her, entering House 8, leaving House 8, cooking in its kitchen, laughing with someone hidden behind the frame. A life, full, vibrant, lived, without me. Every picture felt like a needle pushed beneath the skin. But I didn't rage, or break, or shout. I sat at the dining table, placed the photos in a neat stack, and waited. She came home humming again. I slid the stack across the table, quietly, like handing someone their own obituary. She froze when she saw the first picture, then the second, then the third. Her throat worked around a breath she couldn't swallow. Her hands shook. Where did you get these?" she whispered. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. Silence is its own interrogation, its own execution. Her eyes filled, fear, not remorse. She finally understood. I knew, and I had known long enough to let the truth rot inside her. "I'm not here to argue," I said softly. She flinched at the calmness. Calm means control. Calm means power. Calm means the war is already over and she lost. I just wanted you to see what your other life looked like from the outside. Her breath hitched. She reached for the photos. I pulled them away. "No," I murmured, "you don't get to hold them. You already lived them." Her knees gave out. She sat heavily, shaking. She started to speak. Excuses, explanations, whatever script she'd prepared for the day her double life collapsed. I raised a hand. She went silent. "There's nothing you can say," I told her. "The only thing left is consequences." She stared at me like I'd turned into someone unrecognizable. Maybe I had. I placed a single key on the table, the spare key to House 8. "I changed the locks," I said. "They know you won't be coming back." Her face folded in shock. You talked to them?" I smiled. "Just once. A thin, controlled line. I didn't need to. They talked to me." She broke then, quietly, without theatrics. A collapse of someone who finally realized how completely they had underestimated the person sitting across from them. I stood. "This life," I said, gesturing around us, "is the one I'm leaving." And I walked out. I didn't look back. Looking back is for people who want to salvage something. I wanted nothing from her. Not guilt, not explanation, not closure. I'd already taken the only thing that mattered, her illusion of control. Double lives depend on secrecy. Once exposed, they crumble under their own weight. She built a world without me. She can live in it now. I drove away slow, steady, unshaken. Freedom doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. And as I turned the corner, leaving her house and her second life behind, one final thought settled in my mind with brutal clarity. Some truths don't set you free. They set you above.